Welcome to Cittaviveka's Sunday evening guided meditation. After I light the candles and incense, we can begin with the evening chanting in English in the dark brown book on page 19. To the Blessed One, the Lord who fully attained perfect enlightenment, to the teaching which he expounded so well, and to the Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, to these the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha, we render with offerings our rightful homage. It is well for us that the Blessed One, having attained liberation, still had compassion for later generations. May these simple offerings be accepted for our long-lasting benefit and for the happiness it gives us. The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and Blessed One, I render homage to the Buddha, the Blessed One. The teaching, so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. The Blessed One's disciples, who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha. Now let us pay preliminary homage to the Buddha. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. So settling into the meditation posture, when beginning meditation, the instructions are one sits down, crosses one's legs, holds the body erect, and brings mindfulness to the fore. Now, sometimes some people can cross their legs, other people do better in a chair. But either way, I want to set the body erect. So, and we can begin by noticing the sensation of the feet or the buttocks on the floor or cushion. Being aware of the ground beneath us, the stability there. And then rising up from that stable base is the upright axis of the spine. And we can check to make sure that we're not leaning either too far forward or too far back. When the spine is upright, there's a natural energy to the posture. And at the same time, if we're holding the posture tensely, we want to let that relax. We can visualize a fine string lifting the crown of the head, gently inviting the spine to assume its natural upright length. And then allowing the rest of the body to relax around that upright axis, as a fine cloth might be draped over a pillar. And we can invite the body to relax, just beginning at the crown of the head, seeing if there's any tension there, and allowing that to relax. Relaxing the forehead, eyes, face, neck, and the back of the head. We're not forcing, we're simply inviting. Tension may release, or it may remain. But in either case, we stay aware. Bringing intention down the back of the, not down the back, the shoulders, letting the arms relax. The hands, the fingers, Bring attention back to the shoulders and then down the front of the body, the chest, the abdomen, the belly, allowing all these regions to release whatever tension we might be holding from the day's activities. Then bringing attention to the hips, the thighs, the knees, the lower legs, ankles, feet, toes, and then bringing attention back to the whole body, seeing where there might be tension remaining. Allowing that to relax if possible. And when we are aware of the whole body, one of the most prominent sensations is that of the breathing. And mindfulness of breathing was the Buddha's favorite form of meditation. It can be of great fruit and great benefit, as the Anapanasati Sutta describes. So bringing attention to the experience of in and out breathing. How do we know we're breathing in? How do we know that we're breathing out? We can experience the breath in the sensations of warmth and coolness around the nostrils, the flow of air through the palate or through the throat, the rise and fall of the shoulders and chest, the expansion and contraction of the abdomen and belly. And we can investigate which of these feels most, where does it feel most natural to pay attention? Which of these sensations is both soothing and yet distinct? And the beginning instruction is, once we've found such a place, Ever mindful one breathes in, mindful one breathes out. So mindfulness means remembering that right now we're here to meditate. And if the mind wanders, we bring it back to this simple object of attention. In the beginning, this is all we need to do. And so we can practice like this for the next 5 minutes. If the mind has wandered, gently bring it back to the experience of in and out breathing. In addition to the physical experience of breathing, the physical sensations of breathing in and out, there are also the energies associated with the in-breath and the out-breath. The in-breath is enlivening, brightening, uplifting, clarifying, and the out-breath is settling, soothing, releasing. The physical sensations of breathing are usually found only in the parts of the body that we imagine move when we breathe. However, the energetic experience can be experienced throughout the entire body. And so it can be helpful to be aware of both. This can help to maintain interest in the breath. And it's also generally quite a soothing experience to pay attention to this gentle rhythm in the body. So we can practice like this for the next 5 minutes. If the mind has wandered, gently bring it back to the experience of in and out breathing. The Satipatthana instructions indicate that this practice is one of remaining focused on the body in and of itself, ardent, alert, and mindful. So in Anapanasati, the aspect of the body that we remain focused on is that the experience of breathing. And the ardency and alertness help maintain this. And part of alertness, sampajanya, is recognizing whether the mind is sluggish or excited, and taking steps to adjust if it needs either calming or energizing. But we don't have to go away from the breath to do this. If we simply pay more attention to the energizing qualities of the in-breath, that will awaken the mind. And if the mind is agitated, we can pay more attention to the soothing aspects of the out-breath. Another aspect of alertness is recognizing that the mind is going to wander. It's sometimes we think, oh, okay, now I've got it. I'll be with this experience of breathing for the rest of the meditation session. The mind won't wander anymore. Usually in my experience that doesn't happen. But one aspect to keep the mind with the breath, it's helpful to recognize that the mind will almost certainly wander, and to be prepared for that. Recognize what fraction of my attention is with the breath, because it might be 100% now, and then 2 breaths from now it's only 50%. And it's more helpful to recognize, oh, it's 50%, put some, bring attention back to the breath now, rather than letting it completely wander off. And a more advanced practice is to not only notice that the mind has started to wander, but to investigate the body to see if you can find any sign that shows up when the mind starts to wander. Whether the restlessness in the mind manifests anywhere in the body. And this both keeps us alert and is a training ground, because then we can, if we can pilot the mind with the body, then we can stay even more with the body than if we have to split our attention and watch the mind as well. My experience is that this takes practice, but it's an interesting avenue of investigation. So we can practice like this for the next 8 minutes. if the mind has wandered, then gently bring it back to the experience of in and out breathing. If the mind has stayed relatively stable, we may notice the sense of increased well-being as we let go of ideas about the past and the future, as we release tension in the body, smooth out the impulses of aversion and attraction in the mind. Well-being arises. Can range from subtle to intense. The degree is not that important. And the Buddha's suggestion about what to do, how to work with this well-being, is to let it drench, steep, fill, and pervade the experience of the body. So, wherever that well-being manifests, we can explore using this experience of breathing to encourage that well-being to pervade the entire body. The mental memories of well-being and meditation can sometimes be helpful, encourage us to meditate again in the future. Sometimes not. We get caught on trying to recreate a state. But the somatic memory, the bodily memory, is more important and reliable. We can use this well-being to really feel at home in the body. Because this is, for the rest of this life, this is our experience. And if we're at home here, comfortable here, we don't have to seek elsewhere. One of the wisest bumper stickers I've ever seen says, "If I lived in my body, I'd be home by now." And that's very good advice. The Buddha compares the 4 foundations of mindfulness to one's ancestral territory, with everything that implies. Somewhere where we are really home. And we can find that home through mindfulness of breathing. So we can practice like this for the next 7 minutes. So, as we near the end of the meditation, it can be helpful to recollect what, if anything, you found useful, that seemed helpful. And to recognize that you might be able to use that in the future. This aspect of reviewing is called vimamsa and is one of the 4 bases of success that the Buddha taught. We can close the evening with the verses of sharing and aspiration in English, page 33. Now let us chant the verses of sharing and aspiration. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, may my spiritual teachers and guides of great virtue, my mother, my father, and my relatives, the sun and the moon, and all virtuous leaders of the world, may the highest gods and evil forces, celestial beings, guardian spirits of the earth, and the Lord of death, may those who are friendly, indifferent, or hostile, may all beings receive the blessings of my life. May they soon attain the threefold bliss and realize the deathless through the goodness that arises from my practice. And through this act of sharing, may all cravings and attachments quickly cease, and all harmful states of mind, until I realize Nibbana in every kind of birth. May I have an upright mind, with mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May the forces of delusion not take hold, nor weaken my resolve. The Buddha is my excellent refuge. Unsurpassed is the protection of the Dhamma. The solitary Buddha is my noble guide. The Sangha is my supreme support. Through the supreme power of all these, may darkness and delusion be dispelled. And then the closing homage in English.
perfectly enlightened and blessed one. I render homage to the Buddha, the Blessed One. The teaching, so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. The Blessed One's disciples, who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha.